Hello everybody, this is ManuS and welcome to my last spoiler review for MF and all the other cards alongside Misfortune. I know the cards are already available, but the official release is tomorrow and I haven't shared my thoughts on Misfortune yet because I didn't manage to catch up on all the spoilers because they suddenly flew in so fast. I actually kind of hope that they might pace it out a little bit more in the next spoiler season, because I would have liked to have, for example, daily content to talk about in the days leading up to it, rather than like 2 or 3 spoiler bundles in one day, which is kind of harder to like catch up on with videos, and also pumping out multiple videos in one day is also less ideal, I think, because it's harder for people to watch a lot of videos in one day and catch up on that stuff. So yeah, just my 2 cents on this one. Anyway, we'll still talk about them, and before we do, you know the drill. Hit the subscribe button down below to not miss out on future content. Also check out my Twitch to catch me live streaming, playing with the new cards. And now, before we talk about Misfortune and her crew, I'll take you away to today's sponsor real quick. Today's video is sponsored by NordVPN, one of the leading virtual private network providers out there. A virtual private network keeps your data secure and yourself anonymous while using the internet. NordVPN comes with super fast servers, allows you to unlock your favorite entertainment websites like Netflix. They provide a 30-day money-back guarantee. They also have an included cybersecurity suite, which acts as an ad blocker to boot. They don't lock any of your data, provide a 24/7 customer support, and you can use it on up to 6 simultaneous connections, so one account covers most or all of your electronic devices. And most importantly, they don't have any bandwidth limit, so you can use it non-stop without it getting throttled, which is particularly important for heavy users like us. It also won multiple awards and comes highly recommended by top technology experts. So if you're still surfing online without a VPN, now is the time to change that. Get NordVPN now, 70% off for a 3-year plan, including 1 month extra for free using the code ManuS or the personalized link in the description down below. And now on to today's content. Alright, now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about the last few cards in this bundle. So first we have Prowling Cutthroat. It's effectively a 1-cost 1/1 unblockable between Fearsome and Elusive. There are not a lot of units that are left that can block it, but there are some, so it's not exactly unblockable. So yeah, not that great of a card. It's a 1-drop. You can buff it decently well because it's kind of hard to block, but yeah, I don't think the card's very good. Nice artwork though, and it's neat to exist for like some of the like random 1-drop generation things. For example, yesterday I messed around with the deck with a friend, and we played this Scout 4-drop that gives a 1-drop Scout, and getting Scout on this can be really nice in situations, and it was pretty nice in what we were trying to do. But yeah, I don't think this card will be put into any decks herself. Next we have Crackshot Corsair. When allies attack, deal 1 to the enemy next. This is a whole different story. So this is much more unblockable actually than the other 1-drop, because it just doesn't have to attack, just something else has to attack. But that once again is not exactly unblockable because you need other units to be able to attack. But yeah, pretty nice. So first turn you usually attack for 2 unless the opponent has a 2 health blocker, or if they have a 1 health blocker they can trade, but you still do 1, then it's basically like a Saboteur. But the difference between this and Saboteur is that it deals the damage every time. Like, you don't need to attack with Corsair. Like, once you can't attack well anymore with your 1-drop, you just stay home, attack with your better units, and your 1-drop will still deal damage, while something like Saboteur won't. Which is pretty nice here, and especially with something like Scout, this and Rally and stuff, this matters even more. So this is a pretty nice aggressive 1-drop, and I'll would expect it to see play in potentially see play in aggressive decks that take good advantage of it. It's just nice reach. For example, if there's like a Bilgewater based burn deck, this seems like a nice 1-drop for a deck like that. Next we have Double Up. It's a 6-cost fast spell. It deals 2 to an enemy unit, and if this kills it, deal 4 to the enemy nexus. This card's actually kind of weak I'm sure dealing 4 to the face for 6 and killing something is nice, but 6 is fairly expensive, and you usually, I think, need some support from something like powder kegs to make this really shine. But I don't know, maybe it's gonna be good enough. I kind of doubt that it's gonna be something you want in the burn deck, because it's probably too unreliable, and I have my doubts that other decks care for it. So it's a bit in a bit of an awkward spot. It has some nice potential, but it seems clunky and unreliable. So I wouldn't count on it seeing a lot of constructed play, but we'll see about that. Next we have Make It Rain. This is decent. It basically just 2 mana, fast, deal 1 to 3 different random enemies. Helps you with like quick attack stuff, pairs with stuff like MF's Trigger that we will look at in a moment, stuff like that. It's just a decent card, and once you buff this with powder kegs, this can get out of hand really fast. So this is one of the, I think, the potential like payoff cards for like stacking powder kegs. Not sure how viable this is going to be. I think the vulnerability on powder kegs is a potential big issue. But this card has some solid potential, I think. And there we are. Here is Misfortune. Also, keep in mind, Make It Rain is her signature spell. Misfortune, 3 cost 3/3. When allies attack, deal 1 to battling enemies and the enemy nexus. So it's basically a better version of the Corsair trigger, since it also deals damage to battling enemies. But she also doesn't need to attack, which is nice, because sometimes your 3/3 would just, plenty of times, would just die or trade when attacking, and then your trigger is gone. So you can just leave her at home. She's standing in the back and going like pew pew pew, shooting at everything the enemy has, and makes combat pretty obnoxious for the opponent. Even like eating smaller units becomes painful because you take an extra damage from Misfortune, and you can only do that so often. Things trade up. It deals extra damage to the Nexus, so she's effectively, in terms of like damage potential to the opponent, she's like a 4/3, but she also deals damage to all the opposing units, which can be particularly nice with, for example, Vulnerable or Challenge, because you can challenge 1 health units and then they die to Misfortune's trigger. This is the trigger, bullet time. It goes on the stack, so you can technically counter it with like a deny, but not something that is going to be that great a lot of the time. And then once you attacked 4 times, so she works kind of like Quinn and pairs well with Quinn because of the scout. When allies attack, deal 1 3 times to battling enemies at the enemy nexus, so triple bullet time. I think it's 3 bullet times on the stack, not a single one. So the opponent would need 3 deny to stop all 3, but I'm not 100% sure. I played with the card a little bit yesterday, but I didn't pay attention to that aspect. So keep in mind that might be relevant. And yeah, she turns into a 3 cost 4/4 Overwhelm. The Overwhelm is particularly nice because there will be times, plenty of times, where the blocker will die to her like triple bullet time, and then she will deal full damage to the opponent, making her really annoying to block. So the opponent basically needs a 4+ health unit to block her to actually prevent some of the damage. And even with the 4 health unit, they still take 3. So yeah, lots of damage. She's really nasty, and even nastier if you have like scout stuff going on in rally. So she looks like one of the better champions from the new set, and I expect her to see quite a lot of play. She's cheap, she's reasonably statted, her ability is really strong, she's reasonably levelable in the right deck. So yeah, premium champion, I think, right here. Possibly the best Bilgewater champion, or one of the best Bilgewater champions at least. Maokai and Nautilus both seem pretty good too. Although Nautilus actually doesn't seem that great, like the deep mechanic and the deep sea monsters seem really good. Nautilus seems alright. But yeah, Misfortune and I think Maokai are probably the 2 best Bilgewater champions, if I had to guess. Fizz is probably like 3rd best, and Gangplank and Nautilus are more like solid, probably. Even though Nautilus will still see a lot of play because the deep mechanic and the deep sea monsters, I think, are really good. We have one more card to look at, one that we didn't get for Gangplank, even though he has a ship. It's kind of weird that they didn't reveal his ship with his spoiler badge, but here is Misfortune ship. It's the SYREN. It has Scout, and you can you draw a Misfortune when you play it, and while the ship is attacking, all your spells and skills deal 1 extra damage. So it pairs really well with her ability, and the fact that it has Scout plus really high health makes it really nice at triggering Misfortune and attacking and stuff. So this is a very solid card. It's a bit far away from Misfortune in the sense that Misfortune is a 3-cost unit and this is a 7-cost unit. So drawing a 3-drop this late is not as great, so it seems a bit less good in that regard than some of the other ships that pull more expensive, powerful champions. Powerful in the sense that they cost more, so they also do more later in the game. But there's nice synergy here, and might see some play alongside Misfortune, especially because it has Scout, and Scout is a really powerful mechanic. But yeah, that concludes the last of the spoiler reviews. Not all the cards have been revealed in spoiler reviews, but I don't think I'll do a full set review after we talked about most of the cards in here. The rest, you can just pick my brain about on my stream, or take away from like the decks that I'm building, how I like them. Keep an eye on my social media platforms in the coming days. I already started posting some initial brews, and there will be a lot of brewing and testing going on my stream in the coming days. So hope to see you all there. If you haven't been to my Twitch, check it out in the description down below. Also show our sponsor NordVPN from today some love. You can find the awesome deal that they let me offer you in the description down below, with a link that directly helps support the channel if you get NordVPN to protect your connection, which I highly recommend. I'm using it myself. And yeah, that's it again. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you think before you head out. And yeah, that's it again for this time. I'm your host, ManuS. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.